What's going on, Knights of Fulcrum? It is me, your boy Gilbert.
And me, Harry.
And we are back once again for another Fulcrum Entertainment podcast. It's been a couple of weeks, but we are back, and it's a I want to say momentous occasion because it's like another Star Wars movie came out, but at the same time, it's not really because apparently not a lot of people have seen this movie.
Yeah, it's not being treated in the same way. Is it because people aren't bothered about Mandalorian anymore, or is it because people aren't bothered by Star Wars anymore?
I don't know. I really hope it's the former because if it's just like I don't know, man. It's gonna bum me out next year when they re-release like the original, like the unedited version of Star Wars, and nobody goes. I'm gonna be a little bummed out by that. But
I don't know. I think people probably would go to that. Yeah. I feel like that is enough. Although there's gonna be so many like real old dudes.
All the guys who are like, they ruined my childhood. Finally, they're bringing it back. That's so wizard. Or wrong group of old people.
I think some people are even older than wizard.
It's like, now this is pod racing. No, still wrong people. Nah, but so yeah, we went to go see, or I went to go see Harris, and unfortunately, he did not do the homework. So he's only gonna fake having seen the movie, and we're gonna do. I'll tell you what, because of people who don't want spoilers for like the first 45 minutes, I'll keep spoilers to a minimum, and then after that, the last half of the show, we'll go full hog, and I'll spoil the whole damn movie.
Cool.
But so we'll start off. We got Grandmaster Solus in here saying, "Did you like it?" I'm gonna say yes. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Really, I brought it was a date night movie because I brought my girlfriend to it, and she was really happy. Just every time Grogu did anything, like she looked at me and she's like, "Oh my heart, I love him." And she almost like oh yeah. So I have to talk about this thing. She tried to fight me for this thing. She wanted to take it home, and I'm like, nah, babe. If you want one, you have to buy one yourself.
Damn.
Hey, I gave her the popcorn. I paid like $50 for this thing, and the popcorn was apparently free. So I gave her the fucking popcorn. So you know what? I'm like, it's a give and take.
Ooh, $50. Damn, buddy. Damn.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I mean, I'm not gonna do the same for like the other. I saw a lot of other like Masters of the Universe shit over there. Like there was like the Castle Grayskull thing that's supposed to take like your soda and your popcorn and like a snack in the middle or some shit. It's a whole fucking like thing. It's a whole dinner tray, but it's also Castle Grayskull. So I'm not paying for any of that. Let me tell you.
What was it that kicked off this resurgence of like novelty popcorn buckets? Like the first time I remember noticing it was Dune. It was the Shai Hulud sandworm popcorn.
Oh yeah. No, you're right.
I can't remember there being many before then.
No, I mean, usually when it was a popcorn bucket, it was literally just the bucket, but it had like, fancy printing on the side, or it was just like, it had in years past, it would just be the Mando with, Zeb with, Sigourney Weaver, and it would have Grogu on the side, and it would just be like a decorative like thing that just like, oh yeah, I put my popcorn in here, but then I washed it and put it on my shelf.
Like Phantom Menace was like one of the most merchandised movies ever made, and that was like, just like a printed bucket. Like it was just a plastic thing with images on the side. I mean, we all remember the Jar Jar lollipops, but they didn't have a Jar Jar popcorn bucket.
Yeah, no, and again, so you already mentioned this kind of as a popcorn bucket. Like, look at this thing. This is like you probably can't see because there's not enough light, but this thing, like, it's like so little. Like that's it. I have range of motion of my wrist slightly, and I'm like, that's all I got in there. I'm like, it's not even like a quarter of the popcorn of a usual popcorn bucket you get at a movie theater. Like, yeah, no. So it's really. I got it obviously because I have a wall of Grogu stuff. Like I have a shelf dedicated to Grogu crap. So this is obviously going to go on it. But I'm like I'm a dork. I will forever be a like collector and a nerd. So I'm like I can understand why you wouldn't want to buy one of these because it's just again utility wise it's not good.
Grandmaster
First
Soda
bucket.
first bucket started with Rise of Skywalker, and I was just having a look, and the bucket itself was pretty plain, but they had the C-3PO. Well, it's like a soda, like a soda cup that was 3PO.
Yeah, no, the bucket looks. I think it was like metal. It was like a metal bucket. That was what made it special. Is that it had like again Rey and Kylo Ren and whatever on it. It was and it was like a tin bucket.
Oh, and was there like two versions maybe you could get of it? Like one that was like the dark side. Oh, it's just an RCD. There's a bunch of. I'm seeing a bunch of different stuff. What the TIE Fighter popcorn bucket? What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
what
I don't know
rabbit hole am I falling down?
That's a good question. I don't know what start. Like, I think it might have been this kind of thing, but in general, because I've seen buckets for like Project Hail Mary. I've seen them for Wicked. I saw them for the Masters of the Universe stuff is getting stuff. Like every movie that comes out, the Avengers. Like they made like I think there was a popcorn bucket, or there was like a something that was like Captain America's shield at one point. Like everything has gotten a bucket of some sort. R2D2. There was an R2D2 bucket apparently. They used to only, according to Grandmaster, they used to only be at theme parks before it started in theaters. I mean, that's just it's just kind of smart because a lot of people end up sneaking in their own treats. So like they might as well make it a toy. Like at my local theater, they sell pop figures there. They sell blankets of whatever thing. It's like
damn.
So merch, man. It's a thing. Clearly.
Okay, wow.
So
okay.
so okay, God, I gotta think like what is not a spoiler, because I want to give like it was an all right movie, like merch and all the commercialism of Star Wars aside. No, I get it. Yeah, but like merch and all that aside, it wasn't a bad movie. It was like I feel like it was a really long episode of The Mandalorian. And that's not, so it depends on how you feel about that, because some people were talking about how like you could turn The Mandalorian into like a season of The Mandalorian into a movie. We've talked about how like some movies could have been a series. Like this feels like one of those movies that could have easily been a series. Like
okay, so, which I'm glad to hear you say, because I want to set the scene a bit, because I was thinking about this. Like I'm struggling to remember how we left things off with the end of season 3 of Mando. Because
I believe he gave the Darksaber to Bo-Katan. Like she reasserted herself as like the leader of the Mandalorians or whatever. They both got put back into the clan because they went to Mandalore. They saw a mythosaur.
Yeah, they swam in the waters or whatever. Okay, and they saw a mythosaur, and now he's allowed back into his covert. And they get houses on Navarro. Like they get to set up a new like colony on Navarro, and they do show that like so. Oh shit, I can't now. Yeah. Okay.
No spoiler yet. No 45. We still got 30 goddamn minutes or 40 minutes.
I know I watched Mandalorian season 3. I cannot remember much about it. It may have been lost to a certain herb, but I can't remember. Other than I didn't like it that much. Oh yeah,
I want to take a look at this real quick.
That was the popcorn bucket that I found. The TIE Fighter popcorn bucket, which is insane to me.
That's nuts. I mean, again, if you're a collector, if you think that that's a cool thing, or if that's something you would want, I could kind of see it. But I would hate to have that on my fucking lap the whole goddamn movie.
And like, you better have a car to get back. Like I need a trunk to put that in or something. That is too much.
How much?
It's not going in a bag.
We got D Pickle in here saying how much.
This person is saying
apparently $40.
Somewhere in the US. I'm not buying it because I am not paying to get stuff shipped from the US.
I already bought something for $50. I don't need to buy another crappy popcorn bucket that's never going to be used. That's a bit. So yeah, see, I'm like, that's a lot of money for it. And again, like it's entirely just the like, oh hey, like it's a check out this awesome like thing that you can put on your shelf, or this awesome thing you can collect, and this awesome toy. My girlfriend, again, throughout the whole movie, she was sitting there like holding the thing as if it was actually she asked me if I wanted to hold the child multiple times.
I want to see the baby,
dude, straight up. Like, so that's something I guess that can work in its favor, is that like if you enjoyed, if that like, and I feel like that's a lot of people enjoyed about the show was, if you enjoyed Grogu, the movie has that in spades. It has like, there's the stuff you saw in the trailer of him in like the little baby carriage like driving through the streets and shit, and like speeding, and while Mandalorian is on like is flying next to him. That was pretty cool. Like there was some really cool chase scenes, really cool fight scenes. Like Grogu is kind of a badass at some points.
Okay.
Like there's a whole fucking, like, I can't spoil it here, but there's like a whole awesome scene where Grogu is straight up the hero.
Nice. Okay, it's good to hear.
It's like I want to compare it to like, again, I'll go into detail later, but it's kind of like Gizmo in Gremlins 2.
Okay, right.
Like him like going all Rambo and shit. It's kind of awesome. There's a scene with Grogu where that happens, and it's kind of awesome.
That's nice to hear. So, let's see. Grandmaster Solis has the second highest audience score behind the OG movies. Really interesting. Okay.
I mean, the theater that I went to it only had like 10 seats. Not like there was probably like 40 or 50 seats. Only 10 of them weren't filled. So there were a lot of people when I went last night, and I feel like there must have been a good number of people who went, but I don't understand why. We were talking about it before we got on air. Apparently, this has like one of the lowest like box office so far. I mean, it's only been out for like 3 days since Thursday. So,
yeah, I mean, it could be all sorts of things. I mean, we know that cinema is changing, and how people go to the movies is different. Highest Disney Star Wars audience score, 89%. Do you think this might just be the what happens with a lot of Disney things now? Or people are just like, well, I already pay for Disney Plus, so I would rather wait 4 months and then stream it at home?
I don't know, but I checked it out, and Grandmaster here is right that on Rotten Tomato it has a 63 for the critic score, and then for the audience score it's 89. So audiences seem to be liking it. Yeah, critics think it's meh, but that's never a surprise. They always think that Star Wars movies are meh.
Yeah, and critics are an interesting bunch. It's a strange metric. So one of the things that I was interested to know about was one of the things that I loved about the first couple of seasons of Mandalorian, how much it felt like a Western. The slash a sort of samurai movie, like Lone Wolf and Cub with Mandalorian and Grogu. And I felt like we sort of went away from that in the third season. And it gets much more about the plot, and they're trying to get Mandalore back in the Darksaber. Mm-hmm. Are we back to feeling like a Western with this movie?
So it's kind of, because it never takes place in anywhere that's a desert, and I don't think I don't feel like that's a spoiler. But there's never like they never on Tatooine. They're never on a desert planet. There's a number of there's no Jakku, none of that shit. They're never on Coruscant or any of the main planets that we're familiar with. Well, that's not necessarily true, but I'll save that one for later. But they absolutely never go to a desert planet, and so it feels kind of Westerny in that he still has to do he's still doing bounty hunter jobs kind of, but it's for the New Republic. Like he's doing he's hunting down he's fighting Imperials. We see that him fighting stormtroopers in the trailer. So yeah, he is still fighting Imperials. So kind of, but it not in the way that all right. I guess we're back.
We're back? Okay.
It kind of shot out. It kind of shot on us there for a minute, but I guess I don't know how much when it cut out, but I'll reiterate that it kind of has those vibes, like a little bit of like the first couple of seasons, but like the much more grandiose battles. Like again, in the trailer, we see him like fighting walkers on a snowy mountainside. I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily say that's Western.
Yeah,
That's more like a grandiose like Hoth battle.
yeah. I think that's fair to say. Okay, all right.
They do have some really cool, like there's a lot of fight scenes. That's one thing I'll say, is that there are a lot. Like I got to a point where, and I never thought I'd say this, but I'm like, I got to a point where I'm like, God damn, dude, do you think we've had him be a badass enough? Like, do you think he's enough? Like, we know how cool he is. Do you think we need to keep on showing how fucking cool he is? Because there are like 7 different fight scenes in like, and it's not just him like in boxing matches or shooting one, like a couple of guys, like it's various different things, like different, he's fighting the AT-ATs, or he's, fighting a group of dudes, or he's like, yeah, there's other things that I'll talk about later, but yeah, no, there's various different fight scenes, but there's just a lot of them. And it doesn't waste a whole lot of time talking about it. Like they don't introduce a whole lot of new characters. They don't waste a whole lot of time with like worrying about the plot or about the story or about making you care about the characters. Anyway, they know that you care about these two. Like we spent 3 seasons like setting it up and making you care about Grogu and Mando. But yeah, no, it's just like almost nonstop action. It's just action after action after action. So, yeah, I'm not. It's weird. It's fun, but also like it's kind of shallow, is what I'll say.
Kind of shallow. Okay, right. So, like I say, we're getting a lot of action, getting a lot of battles, but you wouldn't necessarily say that. I don't know what. Do you feel like the stakes are worth it?
So there was a moment, and again, like I don't want to spoil it here, but I will mention it later. But there is a moment in the movie that I felt like they were absolutely going to have some like, oh my god, we're going for it, like we're doing it, like it's going to happen. But they kind of petered out on that one. Like
Okay.
it's done really just to tug on your heartstrings, and then it just kind of undoes it.
Okay, interesting. So that suggests to me that something, it's tugging on heartstrings, like maybe Grogu's in danger or something, or we're going to have a freak out.
Yeah, no, I had another freak out again. I don't know what's going on with my internet right now. I don't know if it's my end or yours or whose it is, but either way, we'll just kind of keep on going. I hope it doesn't.
I know. Yeah, I keep checking my internet and it says it's fine, but whether I trust my internet connection is a different thing.
Here, I'll close out of a bunch of my tabs just to make sure it's not me. But anyway, so what was you? Were you asking something before we had a freak out?
Oh yeah, yes. So you said they do something which was that you think is to tug on the heartstrings, which I thought was interesting. So it sounds like we're going to get some kind of fake out, and perhaps oh my goodness, Grogu's dead. The rock fell on the baby. Baby's dead. And something else entirely happens. Well, baby has magic powers. Baby lifts rock. Baby is fine.
I mean, so just for argument's sake, or for like this example, say yeah, like let's just say that Grogu did have a scare where like a rock falls on him. That's basically what happens though, is that like the rock falls on the character, and then the character's like, nope, I got force powers, so we're good. And it's like, yeah, no, it kind of and it. So what Pickle says here is it kind of drags on. The movie does kind of like it drags on for a minute. Like it has a couple of endings, at least in the same way that I feel like Lord of the Rings kind of does the same thing. It's like you have multiple points where it's like this would be like a logical ending point for a movie, but they have to keep it going just a little.
Has to just keep on going. Just
it goes to a point. Yeah. It goes to a point where I'm just like, okay, dude, can we please? I've been here for 2 hours already. Can we please? I gotta go home. No, he has not seen the movie yet.
No, yeah, I have not seen the movie yet. So, but so I'm trying to ask some questions that can get some non-spoiler content out first for anyone who wants to perhaps listen to this and not hear spoilers. And then I don't care about spoilers, so then Gilbert in a bit is going to tell me everything that happens, and then I can go to the movie theater and come back and be like, "Oh, you were right."
So yeah, we'll go in about 25 minutes. We'll go to the spoiler part of the episode, but so it's not bad necessarily because like if you're a child, because I feel like this is absolutely what it's meant for. Is that you're meant to bring your kid to this movie? Like this is how a lot of people have gotten. Like this little fucker is how a lot of children these days have gotten into Star Wars, is just being interested in that and in the Mando show in general. I feel so. It definitely feels like you're supposed to be bringing your kids or your wife. It's the family movie. Like it's Memorial Day weekend. It's like everyone's on vacation. Let's bring the kids to this movie, and see, we have the Caseman in here saying my 13-year-old loved it. Exactly. And I feel like that's exactly who was supposed to love it. But any adult is like, dude, Jesus Christ, can we, wrap this up? This is like the 6th fight he's been in. And like, he has barely said 3 words to anyone. Can we please wrap this shit up? Yeah, but
interesting.
It was cool though.
So then is it one of those things of like, it's got so many fights in it. And someone else mentioned that it's interesting that he killed multiple different people. He thought he was just going to be one main bad guy. So I guess rather than it being like we're after this one main villain, we get a lot of individual villains. It's more like a Law and Order sort of structure that we have to go to one villain who leads to another villain.
So kind of it's kind of a back-asswards thing of like he's doing some like bounties, right? And he gets sent on one bounty, and then that kind of puts him on a side quest. Like the bounty he gets sent here, that puts him on a side quest to go over here, and then inadvertently that puts him back on the main quest because of like this person who he goes to find has information for his main quest. I'm like, dude, what kind of Skyrim bullshit is this?
Reminds me of the plots of some of the later Pierce Brosnan Bond movies. Like, I have no idea why you're here and who that guy is, but the movie's just carrying on.
That's kind of how there was a point where I'm just watching it. I'm like, wait, so they made the whole like thing point, like he could have just gone to this. He didn't have to go to point A to go to point B. He could have just gone to point B to begin with, and that would have done his. But they needed a reason for him to go to point B, so he had to do this. So it does take a little bit of like, it feels like he's doing side quests, which I know that was a complaint for the very first season of Mando. Is some people didn't like it because it's like, dude, it's side quest the show. It's like, oh, we'll have to go get food. Oh, have to get fuel. Got to go fix the ship.
It's kind of what that was sort of what I kind of loved about it. I liked that it was just like the life of this bounty hunter. I thought it was pretty dope just to have these like interesting stories. I get why you can't keep that going forever, and you at some point you have to have a plot. You have to have like something we're working towards. But I always enjoyed it. Interesting. It's interesting, like, because even looking at the background we've got now, some of it does feel like it's a thing where essentially a movie is writing things in to be merch, to be action figures. Like, okay, we need to have this happen because we need a new action figure to sell people. I wonder whether we're getting a bit of that. Although it occurs to me that I don't know if that sort of world exists anymore, or whether it's more like we need this to happen so we have a new Fortnite skin instead of it being an action figure now.
I mean, they already have the Mando, and I don't know if I doubt they have a Grogu character, but I know they have Mando running around in both, I think both Call of Duty and in fucking Fortnite. But I think you're right, is that although I'm pretty sure there must be like a Lego set or something of the Razor Crest, because you can see it right here. He does get a Razor Crest back. And I feel like there's got to be some merch. Again, I have the merch to prove it right here on my goddamn desk. I'm like, I feel like there's got to be something like that out there that maybe it's not necessarily as many physical toys. It's not the Kenner collection anymore, but I'm sure that there is there's some plushie out there that some kid wants.
Yeah, there must be. There must be. I suppose that's my thing. Is like, we already have a lot of Grogu merch out there. Can we make more Grogu merch based off of this movie? I guess there's nothing stopping you. But if you've already bought the plushie, do you need to get another plushie? Obviously, you needed to get another popcorn bucket, or not another popcorn bucket, but something else to add to your Grogu shelf. I can't believe you have a Grogu shelf.
Okay, so this is all right. We're gonna take a little detour off the show. So this is how that started. My Grogu shelf. I did not want a Grogu shelf at first. I was just like, I had the Baby Yoda love it just like everybody else, but it was a surface level thing. I'm like, okay, I will get one thing, and I got like I had a little fucking like Baby Yoda like Black Series thing. It's a little tiny Black Series figure. I thought novelty. I'm like, I'll have it because it's a fun little. And then my mom was like, "Oh, you like Baby Yoda? Well, here, let me get you this for Christmas." And she got me one of the little like animatronic thing that like if you push its head, it like talks and makes noise and shit. And like you can pet it. It's like a little Furby, but it's a Grogu. And then my uncle got me a Grogu pipe. He got me like a weed pipe that was a Grogu. And then it just kind of fucking spiraled from then everyone just like, oh, hey, now you have another Grogu. And I just kind of put it all in one shelf because I'm like, what do I do with all of it? Like, fuck it. There, I have a Grogu shelf. And then now it become a thing where like people continue to get me Grogu things. I now have I never wanted one, but I have a fucking Grogu and Mando like a little holder for like what's it, a hand sanitizer that you're supposed to like put on your backpack. It's like I'm like, dude, why do I have this stuff?
Yeah, and I understand what that's like. Yeah, I've definitely been to your family discover you like something and then you just keep getting it. It's slightly better sometimes. Like I keep being given. I've got so many Pinhead figures, like just various different ones. But also things like I'm trying to tidy up my office. I've got this Ghostbusters firehouse that I don't know what to do with. It just keeps sitting in a corner. It's missing bits, and I'm like, what am I gonna fucking do with this thing?
You just have a Ghostbusters playset just sitting in your. That's awesome. I mean, I'm not really one to talk. I have various. I have a Master Chief helmet. You can't really see it, but it's in the dark over there. So yeah, no, I'm like, but I mean, yeah. At a certain point, you just kind of start accumulating Grogu stuff, and as people start seeing it, like my mom will do that all the time, where she'll call me up and be like, "Hey, you need to come, get this toy from me," and I'll get it. It's another little Grogu thing. So yeah, no, she buys me a lot of Grogu stuff, and
okay.
It's a scourge on my existence at this point, but I'm also like I've kind of bought into it because I'm like, oh, well, fuck it. Now this is more stuff for the shelf. Eventually, when I'm like old and gray, I'll do some like 4-year-old virgin shit where I'll sell it all for like thousands of dollars.
In the meantime, the popcorn bucket could be quite a nice little stash for something.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put my oregano in there, and it works, dude.
Why does your oregano look like a tube of Pogs? That's what I used to keep my Pogs in, man.
Well, that's okay. So that's what they put. That's what they put oregano in these days in our neck of the woods, where oregano is legal. Harrison.
Damn.
Yeah, no, there's so much plastic waste in that. But anyway, we're not talking about oregano. We're not talking about spices.
I feel like we're getting to about half an hour. I'm wondering whether we should jump into the spoilers a bit earlier than we said.
I mean,
just to sort of keep the conversation rolling.
Yeah, okay. You know what? I think you're right. So here we go, everybody. It seems like a lot of the people who are watching are like did watch the movie themselves. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoilers from here on out. Now you guys have been warned. If you want to be like spoiler free, if you haven't seen the movie, you might want to mute us now so that way you don't, or jump out so that way you don't hear it. So all right, but here we go. So spoiler, Harrison, this movie is redonkulous with its story. The reason I say it feels like an episode of or it feels like a series like that's been put into a 2-hour movie is because it starts off he's running with the New Republic, like he's like their bounty hunter, like he's just contracted by the New Republic as their bounty hunter. Sigourney Weaver is like his handler, and like Zeb is his like the big dude, the like alien dude that you see him in one episode, I think in Ahsoka. But Yeah, he's like his partner. Like he's like
Right.
his pilot. He drops him in, and Mando does his thing with Grogu. Does his mission, and then he comes in and extracts him.
Okay.
So, but yeah, like it's very much like that. He goes on his mission. He's hunting down Imperials, and he's like that's what you see in the trailer. Is like him. It's the very first scene is him like taking out stormtroopers to hunt down this like ex-Imperial dude who is just, he's nobody. He's just a guy. He's just long live the Empire. He's a faceless dude who we can just take out because he's a bad guy.
Okay.
Yeah, and like that's where we lead it. It leads us to the the AT-AT fight is just a bunch of like the Imperial remnants that are like contracted for this dude. Like a lot of the stuff they show in the trailer happens within an hour of each other. Like they give away half the movie in that trailer, but they also hide the Road to the Hut part. Like the Road to the Hut, yeah, Jabba's son plays a big fucking role in that movie.
Okay. I was interested. I'd heard this thing of like it being Jabba's son, but I wasn't sure if that was confirmed. So it is Jabba's son.
Yeah, the big buff Hut dude is Jabba's son. And so basically what it is like during the first opening like half hour is his first mission like was a mission with hunting down an Imperial, and then it says like after he does that he goes to Sigourney Weaver and she says, all right, I have another mission for you, but it requires you to go to the Hutts. Like you have to go to Nal Hutta, and so that's the planet. I said like it's no planet we're familiar with unless you like played the video game, the Star Wars tour.
Yeah, because I know of Nal Hutta. Yeah.
So yeah, it was like he goes to Nal Hutta. He has to go meet with the two twins from Book of Boba, the two twin Hutts that gave Boba Fett his Rancor. And they're just like, hey, so go get our nephew. Like we need him to come. He's off being a fucking weirdo, like being a cage fighter. We need him back here, and like that's so he has to go here to go there, and it's like then we'll give you information about this person you're looking for. And yeah, it turns out the person that he's looking for is the one who's like making Rhoda fight as a cage fighter. So there's that. Like again, it makes the whole like going to the Hutts in the first place pointless because he could have just gone here and there's the fucking guy.
Okay.
But we need an excuse to put Rhoda the Hutt into the fucking movie. And they also reference the Clone Wars thing because they show it's like this is the only picture we have of him, and they show him as a baby from the fucking Clone Wars movie.
Okay, so it. Oh wait, from the Clone Wars movie,
because there is when Ahsoka. Go ahead.
Sorry, because I know there's a whole thing about like a tiny hut. Is it called something stupid like Stinky or something like? Or...
They call him Stinky in the movie. Yes.
Right. Okay. Right. So that is the same dude. Sure. Yeah. All right. All grown up.
And they show like they take a picture basically of that hut from the little like hutlet from the Clone Wars movie, but they make it like CGI realistic, their version of like how they do with the Hutts. Like they make him so they reference Clone Wars by showing a picture of him as a baby, and they do their best to try to make it look as Clone Wars style as possible while still being realistic.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. So they have Rhoda in there. He's like a cage fighter. He's fighting in the pits for money, and he's like, "Oh, this is my last fight. If I just do this one last fight, I'm good, and I get to be a free agent now." And the guy obviously he's a crime boss who was like, "Nope, I'm gonna kill him." And everyone's gonna bet on him to win, but I'm gonna bet on him to lose, and I'm gonna make a fortune on his death. And so Mando obviously has to save him. There's like a whole thing about them like chasing down the chase scene that you see with Grogu in the basket and him flying next. They're chasing Rhoda through the streets of like this unnamed city.
Okay.
So, and that's after they do the Djarik fight. So you know Djarik. That's the game that what's his name, Chewbacca and C-3PO are playing, the little like chess game that they're playing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So apparently it turns out in the Mando universe or the Mando movie, they say that all of those aliens or all those creatures on the board are real life creatures. And the guy had the crime boss has collected them all because he's going to do what he calls a Djarik fight, which is he puts every like creature from a Djarik game into the cage, and then the fighter has to like defeat them all. And so
right,
we get a really cool fight scene with a bunch of different weird aliens, and we also get a reference to that with like the big guy like taking one of the aliens and like slamming him over his knee and shit.
Okay. All right. Yeah, fair enough. I get that's slightly, but when so they do a generic fight, but we don't see them. It's not like someone's commanding them, or like move here, move here.
They're all just like aliens. They're all killing each other. But the fun thing is they show for a second like a bird's eye view of the screen and of the thing, and it's actually a big Dejaric board.
It's a giant board. Okay, fair enough. All right. For a minute, I thought it was going to be like that fucking Harry Potter scene. I thought it was going to be like he's going to sacrifice himself. Ron, no.
No, nothing so dorky. Like there is actually a pretty fun part where they like break, like Mando like finds a way to break the power or whatever. He turns off the power, and all the fucking aliens then turn on the crowd.
Oh, that's pretty dope. Okay, yeah, I'm into that.
Like, no, I think you would enjoy it. If nothing else, I think you'll enjoy that one scene because there's a lot of really crazy aliens that are like, what the fuck is this even? This looks like some weird Cthulhu monster, but it's in the Star Wars universe.
Nice. That does sound pretty damn good. Okay. Yeah. No, it sounds like, at least spectacle-wise, this is pretty good, which lines up with what everyone's been saying. Like, it's pretty decent. Definitely sounds like something 13-year-olds would love.
Yeah, it definitely feels like something that 13-year-old me would have been like just completely like over the moon about, but 30-year-old me is like, it was okay. It was fine.
All right. So then does this end with do you think we're going to see more of Mandalorian and Grogu? Like, do we have some sequel bait at the end, or
probably not? So I don't know if they do. It's just going to be more another series or another like season 4 or whatever, the Mandalorian, like or they'll just have the series now, the Mandalorian and Grogu season 1 or whatever, because they've made it very clear that these two are not going to be separated. Like the scene that I was talking about earlier that tugs on your heartstrings. During this fight actually there's another fight that happens. Like he gets so after they capture Rhoda. He goes off on it, like they capture him. They say, all right, you know what? I freed you. You're free to go. Like they find out that the guy that they were looking for was actually the crime boss all along. And Rhoda goes off to like try to be free and like not be like his dad. Because it's like Grandmaster. He wants nothing to be like his father. He doesn't want to be a king of the the Hutt clan or whatever. He just wants to be a cage fighter. And so. Yeah, he decides to go off on his own, but it turns out he gets captured by his aunt and uncle, and then also Mando and Grogu both get captured by the Hutts as well, and that becomes a whole thing. Like you betrayed us, we wanted our nephew back, and you let him go, and so he has to fight a giant snake thing. That's where it becomes Harry Potter. He has to fight the giant basilisk, and then he gets poisoned by the fucking basilisk. Like there's a full-on point where he gets poisoned by this giant snake creature, and then he tells Grogu to like leave him basically for dead, but Grogu doesn't. Like he comes back and then force heals him, and then has to like watch over him while he heals. Like Grogu builds a mud hut over him.
Oh damn! Like that feels like some Avatar stuff. Like that's a Toph move.
I mean, it kind of was. It was similar to when Aang had to go like help Katara and Sokka like with the frogs and shit. Like it was very much like that. He was sitting there poisoned and just laying there, and Grogu's having to like nurse him back to health. And again, he force heals him, so he's not gonna like inherently die. So like so it there's a moment where I'm like, oh shit, are they really gonna kill Din? Is it just gonna become Grogu, the Grogu show from here on out? But no, they do it for a minute where it's like, he might die, but Grogu saves him. It's very much like a little kid's like a child is like, Dad, he's gonna die. No, I don't want him to die. Oh, Grogu saved him. Yay.
Okay. Yeah. Because of course it's that's not how movies work, kid.
Yeah, no, that was very much the slow part of the movie, and it kind of drags for a minute. They find ways to make it fun. That they have the Babu's Frick show up, like they have. Oh. They have like multiple like I don't know their name, their species, but like they have multiple Babu Fricks show up, and there's a part when Grogu decides to be like, okay, I need to go save Din from the Hutts and everything. He's like straps on his armor, does like puts on his dart launcher and all of his little like doodads and shit, and then he jumps into their ship, and it's like literally like it's the tiniest little. It's like it's like as big as like a longboard.
Anzelans.
The Anzelans, okay. So yeah, but they have like they're kind of like they remind me of the fucking Minions almost. With the way they talk, they're like,
to be fair, in some ways, that might be the thing that defines the Disney era of Star Wars, because every movie they're coming out with a new thing that is trying to be the minions, the mascot, the thing that's going to make billions in merch. And Grogu has been the most popular, I think, so far. Maybe the Porgs, but no one liked that movie, but they liked the Porgs.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. They
brought along Babu Frick. And Babu Frick was probably one of the more fun parts of that movie, but that's just because everything else of that movie.
But it's like the Ewoks, basically. Like I feel like the Babu Frick, the Anzelans are just like the new Ewoks. Like they're just a cute little species that we all just have fun being like, oh, look how small they are. But yeah, no, it's funny because there's a part where they're trying to run away. And so they like this is before the whole poisoning part, but they're all running away. Din and everyone they've escaped the huts. They're good. They think they've done it. And Grogu's like, come on, let's go. Like he's like trying to gesture him to get on the ship. And the ship is again literally as big as Din is, and he can't fit in it. And he's like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Like
he's right on top of it. Like
I mean, he'd have to ride through space. I don't know if his suit is space.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, it's fun. It has some fun moments. It's like, you know, it's definitely a kids movie. Like the stakes are almost non-existent and the plot is paper thin, but it has a lot of fun, you know, fight scenes, chase scenes. You know, Road to the Hut is kind of a fun character, but also I don't particularly need to know about him. Like in the end, he joins the rebellion, or he joins the New Republic. Like the first Hut. He's the first Hut like X-wing pilot or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's fun. I like that idea. Right, I'm just going to check on my dogs. Just give me a second.
Alrighty. And we have what's up, Jaren Emo Child. I have no. Geronimo Charles. Okay, what's up, Charles? How's it going? And so I don't know. For you guys that are in the chat, how did you feel about the Mandalorian? Like, I don't know. Because I mean, personally, if I was going to give it a rating, I would give it maybe like a 6, maybe a 6.5. Because what I'm happy about is it kept my girlfriend entertained. She was happy as shit when the movie was over, and I was worried that she was going to be like, "Oh my god, you dragged me to that."
Is it going to be one of those movies? Yeah, I can get that.
Like, because I mean, I've taken her to other movies. Like I showed her the Mario movie, and she did not give a shit about that movie. She didn't give a fuck about the Mario movie. So that's why I'm worried to show her the Mario Galaxy movie.
Fair enough. That happens to me a lot, where like I will be looking at, you know, what's on streaming, and I'll do like a holy shit, I love this movie. Oh man, you gotta check this out. And she's never as into it as I am.
So that's how, preach, brother. That's how I tried with Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I tried that with let me see, what was it? Young Frankenstein. I tried that one, and she is not about Mel Brooks or Monty Python in the least.
Monty Python, I can get. It's kind of it's a certain taste, but Mel Brooks, come on, man! Like, it's Mel Brooks.
Yeah, it's the king. But yeah, no, it's rough. So I was just happy that I was able to take her to a 2-hour movie, and she was like happy that it was when she wasn't just like glad it was over. She was actually like, oh my god, when Grogu built the hut, and when he was, when he put his little armor on, he was so cute, and I was so happy. Like, so she was just. She enjoyed the crap out of it to the point where, again, she was fighting me trying to keep the fucking popcorn bucket.
I can't believe you fought to keep the popcorn bucket yourself. I think that if that becomes a gift to her, that $50 is way more worth it than going on your shelf. I
mean, maybe it is an anniversary. Maybe I could fill it with a bunch of crap in the back and make it an anniversary gift. But until then, it is a collection thing. But because I'm like, God damn it, woman. You are here because you're a tourist. You're here because you like the baby. You're not here because you care about Mandalorians or the Dark Saber or Mandalore. You don't know what a mythosaur is.
Is she one of those people that, even though we know Grogu's name now, still refers to him as Baby Yoda?
Yeah, she'll call him the baby or as the child.
The child.
Yeah, it's like she knows the meme of like, I would like to see the baby. She knows that.
Baby.
And she was like, "Hey, isn't that guy from the fucking documentaries?" I'm like, "Yes,
Yes,
it is in fact the guy."
There's no fucking reason Werner Herzog is in this.
Just because you're gonna be like, "Hey, I remember watching Grizzly Man."
Nature is in a constant state of pain, crying out in anguish. People hear the birds chirping. They say it is beautiful. All I hear is agony. But yes, I will be in your Star Wars show. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous to me. But anyway, the movie itself is, I mean, Sigourney Weaver, great choice. Again, that Asian dude from the who's in like everything, Mr. Kim.
Yeah, Mr. Kim's Convenience.
Yeah, he is in there, and it's fun. I mentioned this off air. Dave Filoni and his stupid fucking cowboy hat is in it.
He's done that before, hasn't he? Haven't we already seen him in his cowboy hat in a show?
Maybe I don't know if he's used the cowboy hat before, but I know he's been in the show. Like he's Commander Wolf or whatever the hell in Mando, and he's one of the X-wing pilots, and he is, and to his credit, he is in the, they do show him like the Red 5 calling in, whatever that, when they do that scene. Like they have him in there being like, oh, look out, they're coming from the left or some shit. And he's, but there's a point that's kind of like, I hesitate to say like masturbatory because literally all he does, like so I mentioned that there's a part where he brings in like the warlord or whatever, and everyone in the room goes quiet. Like all the pilots are sitting there drinking and they're having a good time and they're at their little bar. Like, oh yeah, all the extras are like living it up, getting to be in their fucking X-wing pilot uniforms. And then Mando walks in and everyone goes quiet and looks at him. And there's a part where Dave Filoni is sitting there at the bar with his little blue drink, and again his big stupid Star Wars cowboy, and it's a Star Wars themed, like it has like lights and shit on it, or it's like like it's not just his normal cowboy hat, it's like a Star Wars, like someone in wardrobe had to be like, no, we have to make it look spacey. And it's just so I'm like, dude, because they linger on him for a second, like the camera lingers on Dave Filoni for a fucking second. And it's just for all of us nerds to be like, oh, I know the guy.
I mean, at least I guess he's not doing the. It's not like Quentin Tarantino thinking he can act and being in movies.
Oh yeah, no, he a good. At least he doesn't drop any hard end bombs. Like he doesn't come in telling Mace Windu about dead N-word storage. So yeah, like I'm pretty glad about that. But
there's a side of my house that says dead Gungan storage. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Like he doesn't do nothing like that. He doesn't talk about. I don't need to talk about how good my spice is. I know spice is good. I'm the one who buys it. Yeah, no,
God, someone needs to make that. I just want like you can surely AI that now of just like a Ewan McGregor being like, oh no, I just shot him in the face.
It's like, yeah, I can see that, and just have Samuel L. Jackson just be himself, but still be just Mace Windu. He's still Jules, just Mace Windu. Oh my god!
I shot you in the face.
Yeah, no, I'd watch it. You know what? I'd watch the Pulp Fiction, but oh shit, what would you call that instead of Pulp Fiction? It's like Clone Fiction. I guess Pulp Phantom. Yeah, I guess. No, we'll workshop it. We'll come up with it later. But so I don't. All right. So I'm trying to think about if there's anything else I missed as far as that. Like, the scene with the AT-ATs is cool. He blows them up. He's on the little walker while he's running around. There's cool scenes like that. There's trying to think. To its credit, there's nothing. They don't talk about the Darksaber. They don't talk about Moff Gideon. They don't deal with Bo-Katan or anything, even though there's a point where he does go back to Navarro. And I thought they were going to deal with the Mandalorians, but they do not. Like, they don't talk about the Mandalorians at all. They just show like his little plot of land that he gets to be like his like a couple of the what's it called, the things he learns to ride in season 1. The
the dewbacks.
Yeah, or those things that the I don't know if they're dewbacks, but yeah, there's those little like 2-legged little like pill thing. I don't know, the little pimple things.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. It's
yeah. It's the ones that the dude I have spoken. He teaches him how to ride. The blurgs or blugs or blurgs.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh yeah, and we've gotten to see inside of an AT-AT before, kind of, but they get to show how big an AT-AT is. Like they do kind of show that. And that is kind of cool. Like he jumps into and cuts into an AT-AT and then like takes out all the soldiers inside of it.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. So again, there's really cool scenes, but again, as I'll say, there's just a lot of them. We go from that scene to a short thing talking to Sigourney Weaver to he's on the Hutt planet and to back, like now he's in the fighting pits, to now he's been captured, now he's been fighting again. It's just like literally there's very little like moments between the action scenes. Like there's not a whole lot of time. It's maybe 10 to 15 minutes between the action scenes, and then we're just back into it.
So like Caseman already said about like how you said the Grogu healing Mandalorian slow part of the movie, and it dragged on a bit. With these other moments though, did you feel like if it had been a show, it would have been better because you could take your time with them and explore them in more detail?
I think so, because it did, like I said, it felt very side questy. Like you could have made the whole first episode of season 4 of Mandalorian him taking in that first nameless like Imperial guy and making it a badass, like setting the tone for badass. And then the second episode could have been like, oh, well, now we're going to the Hutts thing, and we have to do this little side, quest here. Maybe there's a creature on Nal Hutta that we have to fight because whatever. It's a desolate planet, or it's a shitty planet. Like I think that if you would made this into like a 8-episode series or even a 10-episode series, it could have worked, and then you could have just like padded it with like with 20, 30 minutes, or maybe 20 minutes of whatever else you want to have. Like they saw the need to put Martin Scorsese in there as like he's so you remember Solo, the weird like gorilla creature that's like the little four-armed thing that's like a pilot.
Yeah,
they have one of those in there, and he's what's it called? He's like a food cart guy, and it's just for some reason it's Martin Scorsese.
Like voiced by Martin Scorsese, or just it is Martin Scorsese?
No. So it's an alien that's voiced by Martin Scorsese. Okay. And he's sitting there like Mando walks up to him and is like, hey, I need some information about this crime boss. He's like, no, I know nothing. And he kind of like I want to say forces him, but he gets information out of him. And like the whole time he's like, no, I didn't tell you nothing. I didn't say nothing. I'm you didn't get at me, coppa. Kind of shit like that. I don't know. I feel like they wasted a lot of money paying for that, because it's just like it's just for the fun of being like, oh hey, I recognize that guy.
That's interesting. I'm now like thinking like that seems weird. Like Martin Scorsese, and I was like, well, hang on, what else has he acted in? Am I right that Martin Scorsese was in the Will Smith fish movie?
Yeah, he was in Shark Tale. He was one of the white fish.
Dear God. Okay. It's not as weird when I consider his on-screen filmography.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese, he just likes to be like, to put his voice in random stuff, like movies that he would never direct or have anything to do with. He'll just be like, I'll put my voice in here.
She's like, hi, I made Taxi Driver, now I'm a fish. Like, sure, Martin. Let's go with it.
I mean, why not? And so Grandmaster says it's him doing his Stan Lee spot. I'm like, but he has nothing to do with Star Wars. It's like if it were George Lucas, that would make way more sense. Like,
mate, I recently finished, because I started it, but I haven't finished it. Spider-Man 4, or Spider-Man on the PS4 rather. I went and picked that up again because I was like, God, I never finished that. I'll just go and like restart it and do it. I forgot there's a Stan Lee spot in that, and I was just like, God damn it, Stan, stop doing this. It hurts me now.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird the other day. I was watching the Devil May Cry, the Netflix Devil May Cry series, and they have just randomly they have Kevin Conroy in there. Like before he died, that was like one of the last things he recorded before he died was his voice. Yeah, no. And I'm just like, what? Yeah, so shit like that just it gets you sometimes. But in this movie in particular, Martin Scorsese, I'm just like, dude, didn't you talk shit? It was the Marvel movies, but still, didn't you talk shit about this kind of stuff?
Yeah, he absolutely did.
like Mr. My movies are real cinema, but this is just theme parks. I'm like, and yet you'll be in one because they paid you a good amount of like he's in it for all of 5 minutes.
I can't. Yeah, like what is this? Mandalorian is like the IP where you get in directors who hate what you're making to be in what you're making. That's fascinating to me.
Yeah, I don't get it, and it kind of bugged me, and it kind of took me out of it for a minute. But at least it's sparing. It's not he's not a main character. He's not like a main thing for the whole movie.
What's worse? Yeah, what's worse is Martin Scorsese or Zach Braff as like Star Wars cameos go.
Oh, Scorsese definitely, because at least Zach Braff, I didn't know it was Zach Braff. Same thing for like Simon Pegg. What's his name? Bond.
Daniel Craig.
I didn't know it was Daniel Craig. Like a lot of the people who were like cameoed in Star Wars movies, I rarely know that they're cameoed because they either like change their voice or they try to do something to like mess with it. Scorsese is just literally he was just him. He was just voicing it. I'm just like New York. Yeah, basically. And yeah, so I wasn't about it.
I was hanging out with Leo DiCaprio, and I said, you know what? You know what'd be great? Let's go to Coruscant.
So yeah, there was one thing I could change. It would be that. It would be he wouldn't be in there, or we would have put a different because we still had other cameos. Like obviously Dave Filoni was in there. We had Sigourney Weaver was in there, which Sigourney Weaver was great. If I had changed one thing, make her more like prominent. Because dude, Sigourney Weaver is just underutilized.
I don't know what Sigourney Weaver needs more money for, but she's been making bank in like the last few years of like, hi, I will be the biggest name with the smallest part in your movie. Like, and just keeps doing it all the time. She keeps showing up for everything.
You know what? Good on her. She's a member. She's a part of the fucking Avatar. She's a part of goddamn Aliens. She's a part of this. I'm like, good on her for trying to just be on every sci-fi thing she can. Galaxy Quest. It's like,
yeah. Which, to be fair, is the best Star Trek movie.
That's absolutely true. So yeah, I'm like, good on her for just being in. She's everything. She's in every sci-fi thing short of like Terminator or actual Star Trek. And I'm pretty sure she might actually be in Star Trek. I don't know. I have to go looking.
I know she might have turned up in one of the 8 Netflix Star Trek shows we got before it switched over to Paramount.
She was in Paul. Like, goddamn.
She was in Paul. Yeah, she's in Cabin in the Woods, which is one of my favorite comedy horror.
Dude, she's in so many. Like again, she's like the biggest name that gets put into so many bit parts. I'm like, god damn it, start putting her into more. Like, bring back Ripley.
And that came back when Chris Hemsworth wasn't that big a name.
Oh God. Oh yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah, that was like before like the real hardcore Marvel money rolled in. Right, okay, so I'm trying to think what else I want to ask about Mando. So we haven't got like a bait thing of okay, this is what's going to happen next.
No, so they don't. Well, so I don't know. I didn't stay for an end credit scene, so there might be one.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, yeah, I cut you off there, but what was your?
I should try to think of sort of because I think for me I'm like okay, and people have said it like the Caseman says, it seems like they smashed season 4 of Mando into a movie to me, but they just needed something Star Wars in the theater. And from what you're saying, it does sound like it's kind of a movie for the sake of having a movie. Like it doesn't feel like it's a moving Mando story along, like, which again, like I said, I liked the kind of the show is just like episodes in this guy's life, and it's just like like this is the crazy thing that happened to me when I needed to get fuel. Again, feels very Western, very Clint Eastwood, Sergio Leone sort of thing. But we do have, like, I think a bunch of plot lines from Mando that we still need to know a bit about. Like you say, like, where's Giancarlo Esposito? Like, what's happening with all that stuff?
Yeah, like they don't talk about Grogu's like force ability at all. Like he uses it to heal Mando. He uses it to like flip around and jump and do his like superhero thing with Mando. But they never actually talk about like Ahsoka. They never mention Luke Skywalker again. They never talk about him like becoming a Jedi or anything like that. Like or they really rarely talk about his like training as a Mandalorian either. Like I thought it would have been cool of him getting like another piece of armor or something like that, or having a way to get like a little pull, because he straps the armor on the outside of his like suit. He has like his chainmail on the inside, his robe, and then he puts the little like chest piece on his front, and then he puts his dart launcher on. I'm like, I thought it would be cool if he got another little piece to put on his shoulder or something, so then he'd becoming more and more Mando.
Yeah, I like that idea, and so like you said, we're not even getting other Mandalorians, so we're not seeing stuff about the Children of the Watch, like his covert or anything like that.
Yeah, no, like again, he goes back to Navarro for a minute, but he never makes contact with Bo-Katan, never talks to any of the other like Mandalorians that are there. And to be fair, there was never really a whole lot of them that were like friends with Bo-Katan and the other guy, the heavy dude. Like those were the only two that we like recognized from any given like time. But like, yeah, there's no contact. Now I'm gonna say this. I think it's to his credit that they don't do Boba Fett, they don't do Ahsoka, they don't do like Ezra Bridger. They don't bring any of the other characters from the other shows into this. They do not make it
Ezra into this. Jesus Christ! If that was the one they thought they'd bring in, like, fuck it, let's get this guy involved.
I mean, they have Zeb. I thought if nothing else, I thought they would bring in like maybe Hera or possibly Sabine if they felt brave. Like maybe is like for like the final like X-Wing fight or something. I thought they might do something like that, but no, they don't. They don't do like their Avengers Initiative moment. At least I don't think they do, because again, my girlfriend asked me if I wanted to stay for the like, do you want to see if there's an end credit? I'm like, I don't. No, I'll Google it tomorrow. I don't need to see. I don't need to watch till after the credits to roll. Like just to find out that Darth Maul is coming back. You know what I mean? Like and again, like they didn't do anything like that. I think that they could have if it had been a series. They could have been like, all right, so one episode is him hunting this guy. Next episode is him going to the huts and da-da-da-da. Next episode is that, and each thing they could have put a little more story in there to continue like the whole him and Grogu thing, or like. But it does feel like they've kind of petered out a little bit. Like I think what they need to do if they're going to do another series or another season, they need to do a time jump. Like they need to do like a 10 to 15 years down the rabbit hole, or like closer to like First Order stuff. So that don't do anything with Kylo Ren, don't do anything with the First Order. Just jump us closer to that, so that we can see Grogu like age a little more and like start talking, or start he's starting to progress in his like Mando training and shit like that.
Okay.
Tom Hardy and. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the John Ratzenberger. He was in Star Wars too. I forgot about that. He was one of the pilots. Wait, when was in New Hope, Empire Strikes Back? But when the fuck was Ed Sheeran in Star Wars?
What do you know what? That came into my mind, but I was like, no, that was Game of Thrones. That wasn't Star Wars, was it? When was he in? Was he in Rise of Skywalker as well?
Hang on. Ed Sheeran, Star Wars. He was not. Ed Sheeran made a surprise cameo. Oh, in Rise of Skywalker. Apparently, he was a resistance fighter, Engi Gobla. Oh, of course. Who could forget Engi Gobla, the beloved character from Rise of Skywalker? Yeah, apparently he was in fact in Rise of Skywalker. I did not know that. Rock on.
Sure. Sure. Fine, Ed Sheeran, being fucking whatever you want.
And Sofia Coppola was also in Star Wars. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care.
Sofia Coppola, fuck it out.
Isn't Sofia? Didn't Sofia Coppola? Isn't she? No, right. I gotta.
Isn't she the daughter of Francis Ford Coppola, who was?
Yeah, the guy who made The Godfather.
Yeah, and he put her in Godfather 3, and everyone was mad at him for it because no one liked her.
Oh yeah, she did Lost in Translation. That's right. I'm like, I knew she was. I'm like, I've seen I knew the connection to Francis Ford Coppola, but I'm like, wait, didn't she do also another movie herself?
Right. Okay. No. Okay.
But anyway, anywho, yeah. So apparently everyone's just been in fucking Star Wars. Everyone except for the two of us.
Yeah. Fuck it. To be fair, that is like one of the fun things about like the UK is all of the weird actors who were minor characters within Star Wars. I think it's a story that Simon Pegg told on like the DVD extras for Spaced was that they knew like a friend of his or a friend of Edgar Wright, the director. He had a friend whose dad was the gunner that didn't fire on the escape pod that C-3PO and R2-D2 were in. And they were like trying to explain to this guy, it's like, no, if your character didn't do that, the entire story ends. Like you're pivotal to the whole Star Wars story. Like if you just shot them down, none of it would have happened.
It's like, yeah, but that's not how the story goes. It's like that's not how it works.
Well, this dude was just like, oh, well, yeah, no, it was a job that I took, a couple of days over there at Pinewood Studios. Yeah, it was quite done.
And all I had to do was
didn't have a name.
All I had to do was say, "There goes another one."
Yeah. Saw Peter Cushing from afar. I was like, "Oh, Peter Cushing." Oh, left. That was it.
And imagine that. It's like, no, dude, you don't understand. You're the most important Star Wars character. It's like, no, I'm not. So I guess I have to ask now, based off of my ramblings about this movie, do you plan on going to see it?
Weirdly, it does make me more interested in seeing it. I think the fact that one is that I also do think it sounds like from what you've said about your experience with taking someone to see it, sounds like it is a good movie to take someone else to see. Because like I've been trying to get my girlfriend into the better Star Wars shows. So I was trying to get her into Andor. Andor is a bit slower though, it's a bit harder, and she doesn't like slow things. And I was like, well, the Mandalorian might be difficult because it's such like a Western, like it begins with a lot of just like sitting around a campfire and I have spoken. But if I can take her to this, where she probably doesn't really need to know anything leading up to it, she can see the cute animatronic, and and then maybe I can go, cool. Well, we could go watch the proper show now. We could watch that. We have Disney, and like everyone in the world, we have access to all the TV shows in the world, and we don't want to watch any of them. So we're desperately trying to find new shows to put on. We can't just watch Buffy again. And I refuse to get Paramount Plus, so I'm not watching Star Trek again.
Can't watch fucking goddamn Firefly for the millionth time.
Yeah.
But no, it's like I wouldn't watch that anyway. Fuck that show.
I don't know. I've got no reason to hate Firefly, but I decided I do.
But yeah, no, the cuteness factor is very high. It has a lot of stuff that's gonna make both your kids and like your wife, girlfriend, significant other, whatever, like they're going to enjoy that if nothing else. And so, I mean, if you want a fun date night out, I definitely would recommend taking Bam to go see it. Like, yeah. I don't know how she feels about Star Wars as a whole, but yeah, she'll definitely love all the cute Grogu bullshit.
Yeah, I think she's not that fussed by it. She doesn't hate it, but she doesn't like seek it out either.
Mm-hmm. Well, she might after this. Like maybe, who knows? Maybe she'll be open to being like, let's watch The Mandalorian after this is over.
Actually, to be fair, also Bam has had a lot of experience of. I've been like, oh, I have to finish this TV show for the podcast, so she has watched like 2 or 3 episodes of a show without having seen the rest of the season because I have to finish it. And so her experience is just like Star Wars doesn't make sense and Harry doesn't like it. Because it's me like sitting there going, no, I just have to get through these 2 episodes of Ahsoka. I just have to get through them.
Just have to get through. It's just like, fuck, I have to watch this for the podcast. God damn it.
It's like, oh, hey, Space Whales, that was interesting. Yeah, I know, but it's just the fucking David Tennant robot talking. I don't know what he's doing.
It's like they got Doctor Who. I don't care. No, but again, I think that Bam might enjoy it. If she enjoys anything with Grogu, she'll enjoy it. You might enjoy it because you have that, like, a little bit of that, like, you know, the context of watching the other 3 seasons of Mando. But at the same time, I was kind of hoping that they would have at least a cameo of someone. Like, but they didn't have nothing. And I'm like, okay.
Interesting.
21 years from Mando movie to The Force Awakens. Okay, I'll you know what? Fuck it. Give me season 4, 10 years into the future. So we're 10 years. We're yeah. All right. So yeah, we'll be 11 years from Force Awakens. We can still have that remnants of the Empire, and maybe have a little bit of, like, you know, referencing Starkiller Base or whatever. But we don't have to have Kylo Ren running around. Like,
that could be interesting. Yeah, and then, like, you see, like, how his gears changed, and, like, yeah. That'll be interesting. And does Grogu have more stuff? Like, I think that's one of the things where that was definitely something that I loved about Mandalorian, the show, and I felt like I kind of lost a bit in that last season. And this is the thing that I think has been disappointing, is that we're not getting more of the Children of the Watch and that sort of stuff, because that, for me, is one of my favorite things of the show. I love seeing their weird rituals, their strange cult religious thing going on. Dude, I think it's cool as fuck.
The armorer would have been great to have in there, but yeah, she's nowhere to be found. Like, the armorer isn't there. The fucking the son of the fucking heavy guy who dies, like they don't have him running around. They don't have nobody. I'm like, come on, guys, there is so many Mandos you could have used.
I love their weird thing. I love the strange thing of, like, essentially we're all just trying to get Beskar. Like, that's all we're ever trying to do, and it's so deeply meaningful to us. And I was like, this is one of the most interesting, and certainly when I saw it, it's like, this is the most interesting thing Star Wars has done to me in decades. Like, I think it's fascinating. So I really wish they'd lean more into that, because I think it's incredible.
Yeah, no, they don't. Even then, like, they don't talk about Beskar. Like, if he was getting paid by the Republic in Beskar, that's one thing. But he's not. He's getting paid in, like, Republic credits or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, whatever. But what happened to his thing about wanting Beskar armor? Do they just have enough of it? Do they just get enough of it? Is that it? No, we're good.
Yeah, I like the idea of him just even just like bits where he's going, you got any Beskar back there? And they're like, just no, go away, get out of here. Stop looking for Beskar. Come on, man, I just need some Beskar. You know I'm good for it.
Hey, come on, man, just need to heat up that sweet Beskar. they do, in fact, yeah, they melt it and use it. Beskar is heroin, confirmed. But yeah, no, I mean, and so again, they really try to sell the whole Rhoda thing, like him becoming a good guy and, like, being turned over a new leaf and whatever. And I couldn't be bothered to care about that. I don't know.
Interesting. Sorry, just the caseman said she probably like Andor Harry, adult Star Wars. Weirdly, her favorite thing about Andor was the heist episode. She loved the multicolored meteor shower thing. She loves pretty lights and stuff, so that's why I'm like, this one will probably work better. She's not as into the political intrigue of Andor that I was into.
So she does, like, you know, flash lightsaber boom kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know if lightsabers are enough. I don't think she's quite got the boy child thing of, like, yeah, I want to hit stuff with my laser sword.
Okay, but or when I say, like, lightsaber, like, it's the, you know, them swinging it around and, like, that kind of, like, how cool it is. But it's probably more of, like, for her, it's just like the pretty visuals. Then it's like, when we get to see the pretty planets, or we get to see, like, Coruscant or Dagobah or whatever, the cool, like, biomes and shit. Like, that's what she's into.
Yeah.
Like, girls like Princess Bride.
Everybody likes Princess.
What's up with the fucking sexism in here tonight, man? It's like, girls will love this movie. Oh yeah, girls like the princess. What's up with all the fucking? I love the Princess Bride, by the way. Fucking
yeah, the Princess Bride is incredible. Everyone loves the Princess Bride. Like,
yeah, I'm like, I don't know what the hell is. What's up with all y'all? Like, fucking A, man. It's like, you know what? Your favorite Leia costume is probably the slave one, isn't it? It's like he said, not. It's like knowing it was his favorite too.
Don't act like you've got some sort of moral high ground on that one, guy. Like,
I'm just saying. It's like, God damn, man. The sexism is strong with this one.
I much prefer the white dress with the Danishes. That's absolutely what I'm into.
I mean, she had no underwear in that one. But anyway, no, you have a point. Your point is well taken. Personally, I prefer the one that when she's on Hoth, the bundled up fucking Leia,
cozy ass Leia.
Like exactly.
Let's go have a hot chocolate Leia. Yeah.
But so I guess we're almost at the end here. We have about 15 minutes left. Do you have any final questions or anything that like any burning things you wanted to know about the movie?
I think you've covered a lot of it, like explaining like where things like the AT-ATs come from, how we get to that, and the Razor Crest as well, because like that's an interesting choice to me of like going back to the Razor Crest, because I was like, oh, but the Naboo fighter was such a big deal when it turned up in Book of Boba Fett. I think it was when the Naboo fighter shit turned up. You know, like it was such a whoa, oh my god moment. So, is that in the movie at all?
No. So when he goes to Navarro, it's parked in the background and you can see it. But yeah, no. The reason he gets a new Razor Crest is like it's the Sigourney Weaver's like, oh yeah, we seized this from one of our, you know, we took down an Imperial guy and he had a garage full of different ships and he had this one. So here you can have it as a fee. And so they just give him a brand new Razor Crest. That and so it's like he's like, oh, it's clean, but it needs work, and so that's why the Babu Fricks guys show up, is that he wants them to like, you know, give it an overhaul. Like he has them do like a Dominic Toretto overhaul on his ship.
Okay,
but also like the reason they need the Razor Crest back, or a ship that's comparable to it, is because they have Road to the Hutt. When they capture him, they need a ship big enough to carry him.
True. Yeah, I suppose in general, if you're doing proper bounty hunter work, you can't bring someone back in the Naboo fighter.
Yeah, like you can't sleep in a Naboo fighter. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like it was cool for the season that we had it, but it's like, yeah, no, it doesn't work on long distance stuff. And like when you need, like they have a point where Grogu, like when he gets in the new ship, Grogu's like, yeah, he's bouncing on his bed. Like he has a little bedroom for himself. So he's just happy. I'm like, okay, so they did that for that too, so they can have like a cute moment where Grogu's like happy that they have the Razor Crest back. So they don't really do anything with the little ship. They don't do any. One thing that pissed me off is they don't do anything with his darts. Like, you know, that little dart thing where he launches it and all the little fucking missiles fire off in the middle of you know what I mean?
Like the whistling birds or something like that.
Yeah, they do nothing with those anymore. Like, he doesn't fuck around with that at all. He uses his flamethrower and his, like, tether, and that's it. But, like, his most of his gadgets are not really made use of, like, until the very end. Like, he uses his rifle, his, like, shock rifle again at the end.
Okay.
But, yeah.
I suppose the one of the big things that's come to me now, and I'd be interested to know what you think and hear what people think in the comments as well, is that as we move on with stuff like this and we expand further into this part of the Star Wars timeline, every time we get closer to The Force Awakens, I'm like, oh no, don't do that. Do you think that'll be retconned? Do you think we'll have that trilogy retconned?
No, because it still has. I mean, well, I say no because they'd never retconned. Like even after the backlash of Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, and like, because those movies got torn a new asshole back when they first existed, back when they first came out. Like, I remember my brothers being like, that movie sucked, and Jar Jar Binks and blah 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 blah, and all that hatred. And then came out Force Awakens and then Last Jedi. People were like, actually, those movies weren't that bad. And also, like, an entire generation grew up watching those ones first, so they were like, those are my Star Wars. So yeah, I'm like, I don't know, because I'm going to say no, because again, there's an entire generation that with every Star Wars thing that comes out, they're like, you know what, maybe the sequel trilogy wasn't that bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people watch The Acolyte and we're like, maybe the sequel trilogy wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been worse.
I don't know. It's like 'cause every time I think about them, I feel like they are that bad. Like, although to be fair, I am also somewhat. I don't like the prequel trilogy. Like, I kind of like the Phantom Menace, but it's not great, and I hate the other two.
Like there are enough people that like the sequels, and I think enough stuff has come out post sequels that, again, some people are finding like some nostalgia for it. Like they have BB-8. Like Force Awakens was actually pretty. I liked Force Awakens. Like after that, Last Jedi kind of fucked it up, and then like Rise of Skywalker was just doing damage control. But
yeah, it was already kind of too done. Like they couldn't fix it.
And so I know people say prequels were way better than the sequels, but yeah, like that's what I'm saying is that like in 10 years, 15, 20 years time, whenever they come out with the next sequel trilogy or whatever with Rey's, whatever they're doing next with Star Wars, I feel like they're just gonna keep this going because at this point it's made it to the point where like anything that's made a episode it's set in stone. Like maybe they might retcon the Solo stuff. They might retcon Clone Wars or the Maul series that we were talking about last few months or weeks. Like maybe they'll retcon the animated stuff, but I don't see them retconning the live action.
I don't know. I suppose because like I said, I don't really like the prequels, but I don't like them as films. Like I don't think they're very good films, at least for me to watch. I don't enjoy watching them. I don't think there's anything in the prequels where I'm like, oh, I hate that they did that. Like that's awful. That ruins the story. You never should have done that. I don't think there's anything in there that does that for me. Whereas the sequels, I think, do. I think the sequels like fuck up the story so bad that I'm like, I can't imagine how awful it would feel to be working towards that. Like knowing like, and everything I do here, it has to end up with that happening.
See, if they wanted to do something ballsy, if they really wanted to do something cool, the dogfight. Yeah, like so the dogfight at the end where like Sigourney Weaver and all the X-Wing fighters, they all show up. That was pretty cool. Like they do an assault on Nal Hutta to save Mando and Grogu. And so like that's pretty cool. Like I enjoyed that. But what I was going to say, if they really want to be ballsy, what they should do is do a time jump, like, 15, 20 years, whatever, have Mando start getting old. Like he's becoming an old man. And now he's starting to be like, all right, well, fuck, I'm starting to slow down. And Grogu is getting older. He's starting to become an adolescent. Or like, he's starting to get like to the point where he's like teenage years or whatever, like teenage Groot. And then what would they do is instead, like, you can have like hints of the First Order. So you show that you're not retconning it. But what you do is have them go to the outer reach or like the uncharted areas, like the like the whatever in the place in Star Wars that's like outside of the galaxy. Like, you go or like, the uncharted regions or whatever the hell they're called. The place where Ahsoka and Ezra end up going to find Thrawn. You know what I mean? Like have Mando and Grogu do some shit like that, and then have Grogu off on his like instead of making it like, oh well, Grogu went off and joined the rebellion or the resistance, and he was fighting alongside when make him go do his own journey or his own like adventures outside of the Star Wars universe. Like you've established him as a Star Wars character, now put him in like a again the outer reaches. And make him like, have to be because he can live for 900 years. You could have an endless like anthology of Grogu stories just throughout his different stages of life in the like uncharted regions, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I like that idea. Well, like, yeah, you could do some cool stuff with that. Like, you could have him like with the things that have happened with Mandalore. Like, you could have like a plot that's just like getting all the other like coverts, like all the other Children of the Watch or people that went into hiding, like going and finding all of them and being like, hey, we've got somewhere to live now.
He could spend 900 years reuniting the Mandalorian clans and shit, and like do some shit like that. Like don't have him getting involved with the Resistance or the First Order or any of that. Like you can have it in the background and have knowledge of it. And like, oh, in other news, the Resistance is fighting on Starkiller, blah 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 blah. Have some shit like that, but just have Grogu like doing his own thing in another part of the galaxy. Like because the galaxy is a big place. If they're over here, you could have Grogu all the way over here doing his thing, trying to find new Mandalorians and new foundlings and shit. And I'm like, I would be all about watching an entire series about adult Grogu, just being make the new Mandalorian series about adult Grogu, because then he is now the Mandalorian.
Like, yeah,
And then he just also happens to have force powers.
Yeah.
Like Thrawn was in a different galaxy. The unknown regions were in the same. Okay, so then not the unknown. Then there's a different galaxy. Then like you can transport Grogu to another galaxy. You can put him in the unknown regions. You just do various something like that, but just make it about Grogu. And like the next season of Mandalorian should be like Din eventually dying. Like the end of that season should be Din dying because he's old. Not of like, oh, I got shot. Oh, I died. No, you're dying because you're just an old man, and that's just how life has to happen.
Yeah. I can't. Yeah, I don't know. Or like, Din has settled down. Like he's now like training other Mandos. Like like or whatever the Mandalorian equivalent of like, oh, he's set up a ranch somewhere. Like and he's like Grogu comes to see him, and he's doing the Star Wars equivalent of sitting on the porch, like chewing a stalk of hay.
So yeah, I could see something like that going, maybe like a farming life or like something. He goes and settles down with that one chick from the Western town planet that they had to defend that one time.
Do you know what? Honest to God, if there was just a Star Wars almost shot for shot remake of the movie Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood, I'd fucking love it.
Let's see. Is it the good, the bad, and the good, the bad, and the hut, or the hut? There we go. The good, the bad, and the Hutley. There we go.
Yeah, Filoni, get onto that. Just remake every spaghetti western, but in Star Wars. Just do that for me. Like that's all I need.
I mean, so the Magnificent Seven could very easy. It's sitting right there. You can make the Magnificent Seven again.
It really is, isn't it? You could just make that. Hell, you could go crazy, and if you really wanted, make 7 samurai. Pick which flavor you want. You could do both. We can have Texas barbecue, or we can have like fucking shiitake. Like whichever flavor you want, we'll take it.
Or a mixture of both. Like give it. Come on, gimme. But yeah, so if nothing else, I think if they're going to be building up to anything, they're going to be building up to another season of Mandalorian. But they didn't like set anything up, is what I'll say. They didn't do like an Avengers Initiative style kind of thing of like Bo-Katan showing up and being like, we're going to rebuild Mandalore. Like nothing like that. At least not that I saw. Okay. So I'll have to Google if there is like an end credit something later, but I didn't see any of it, and I didn't want to wait around.
I did a Google, and apparently there isn't one.
Okay, apparently
there is no post-credit scene.
All right then. So then you heard it here first, guys. No post-credit scene. Don't waste your time because it's not gonna come out to anything. And if they are gonna release anything, it's give it till next year. Watch, it's their like 50th anniversary or some shit, 51st or some shit anniversary next year, or no 50th because it's
77. Yeah.
So it's their 50th anniversary next year. So maybe they'll release at like Star Wars Celebration, Mando Season 4. But I wouldn't be surprised. But until that, I think we're about ready to wrap it up. I think I already gave it my rating of 6.5. Fun movie, like thin plot. Go watch it with your girlfriend. She'll have a good time, and that'll make you have a good time. Okay. But yeah, I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up, though. So thank you guys all for being here. Thank you to Caseman, to Geronimo Charles, to Grandmaster Solus. We had Hansen here for a second. We had D Pickle. I love these names. Every week we always have such awesome creative names from our fans, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for being here. Of course, thank you for Harrison for bearing with me talking about like the insanity that was Mando and Grogu.
That's fine. Thank you for not being really mad that I forgot to watch the movie.
No, I look forward to seeing what your reaction or what your like take is, because we got to talk about it in like a week, 2 weeks, whenever our next episode is. We got to talk about like how you felt when you saw the movie. So everyone stay tuned for Harrison's like future review of his post spoiler review.
It'll be incredible if I come back and be like, you motherfucker, you didn't tell me about this. If I turn up and there's some huge thing that everyone kept from me.
Oh, if it turns out, okay, yeah. If there is something like that, I will formally apologize to you, and I will let you, and we will talk about it more. But until then, thank you everyone for being here. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. Tune in next week because we'll just probably be doing either a shooting the shit or I don't know. I don't think anything's coming out next week, so it'll probably just be a shoot the shit episode, and we'll see what Harrison's feelings were about Mando.
Yeah. If I've seen it by then, otherwise I'll tell you about methylated spirits. That's what I've been doing. I've been using methylated spirits on things, and I think it's interesting.
I will put a pin in that. I will ask you what a methylated spirit is. But until next time, I've been Gilbert.
I've been Harry.
And this has been the Fulcrum Entertainment Podcast. Thank you guys all for being here. We will see you next week. And remember, we are all Fulcrum. Take it easy, everybody.